First up though, Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
This was teased through the social media or account of Crazy Taxi. It's just like the taxi light turning on.
I really wish that it did have, like, they paid whatever amount of money to the Offspring just to have the Yaz. Like, imagine you see it, and then right when it turns on, you hear the yeah, and then, I mean, like, honestly, you can do this and just do that for when the game's actually announced, probably next week, and then you show the date. You go the yeah's date.
I'm hoping
July 27th.
Here's what I'm hoping, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're at Summer Game Fest, right?
Yep.
We got a trailer. It starts.
Show?
Summer Game Fest, just proper.
Okay, proper
okay. Summer Game Fest. We get a trailer starts. Jeff Keighley announces like here's our next trailer, or it's through like a string of trailers, whatever. There's no real lead up to it. Trailer starts and it's just like in a city, right? Just city streets, people walking around, cut into different streets. You see the people walking around.
We still in San Fran?
Undecided.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. But yeah, you get street side view, people walking around, you don't know what it is, whatever. Then just like from off stream comes crashing through, just like flying over a bump in the road, a taxi with like people like whoa, like whatever, and you hear yeah as it like drives by, and then it gets into the rest of the trailer. But that's what I'm imagining.
I'm so excited. Like, obviously, Crazy Taxi is one of my favorite like games of all time. Just like how formulative it was to me, and I, cautiously optimistic about what they could do with the new one. I'm like, I'm of course always worried about like over monetization or like what are we even doing? Like, because we're not really in that arcade world anymore where like a game can just be like a 2-minute run and then like go again. Like we can, but it's just few and far between that we get this have this true arcade experience.
Yeah, I feel like that sort of development would be very cheap to make a game like that successful. Like I guess what I'm saying is like I'm imagining the amount of money that Sega put into Crazy Taxi because it's Sega and they just have that money. And it's just a trend that these big companies make is like it's not gonna be that because you can't have that quick 2-minute run and you've spent millions on it. It just feels like a smaller game. I don't think this will be a big game. I do think this is gonna be like a budget game still.
There's like a possibility, like now we're talking about it, and like I'm formulating other ways that we can go around this. If you wanted to keep it like a 2-minute ish run or however many, we're still dealing with the same kind of like, as if you're really good, you can prolong the run a little bit. I wonder if you try to roguelike it, if you try to, the money that you earn on your run, you bring back to your taxi business, and then like that gives you different upgrades, different types of taxi cars, different this or that. Like I wonder if that's the route you go, just have some form of progression instead of just being a complete just run-based game.
Yeah. It's tough for me to think like what can they do? I guess my thought on it is as long as like the core gameplay is still like intact, I think I'm okay with them experimenting a little bit. Like if it was
I
a roguelike sort of
Mhm.
thing, like you're talking about, but then the actual like driving and taxi part was that like quick couple minute like crazy taxi classic experience, like I'm probably fine with it.
Yeah, and like actually, thinking back, like Sega isn't afraid to like kind of commit to like the original design document, like because like Super Monkey Ball, Banana, whatever, in 2024 didn't really
Just monkey
change a
ball.
lot.
Yeah.
It's just still Monkey Ball, and that's a game that is also kind of a like. It's a quick level clear. A level in Super Monkey Ball can last 5 fucking seconds.
It could.
Um,
Yeah. You could be really good and just like get it done in 5-10 seconds.
and so like, I'm like talking myself into trusting them a little bit more. I don't know what I don't need this game to be is like a heavy narrative like this, like or something like that, or a even an open world Crazy Taxi. I can kind of see how it might work, but I don't think I want. If you combine Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, would that be neat? Like I don't like. I'm just like now. I'm thinking of like what could happen here.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like the open world part of it. Like it's such a like easy thought to have, I think, as a game dev, just to be like, oh yeah, now we make it open world. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
but how does the flow of that work? Is it fun? And like,
Yeah.
it's very easy for me to see this being an open world game where then all of a sudden, like, you come across a challenge or whatever, and then you start it, and then like, boom, it's like Crazy Taxi. But
yeah,
I think
like,
that's
would you like? I can easily see people trying to lead like, oh, it's like driving around in GTA or something like that, and like, yeah, you stop and you get your little Crazy Taxi, like just like you said,
yeah.
and it feels very chaotic, but also I don't know, GTA like.
Yeah, I'm just afraid something like that would like throw the flow of Crazy Taxi off, or just like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I'm afraid of open world, but it's like very easy to see the possibility that that's what this game is going to
Mm-hmm.
be. I wanted to ask you though, what 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 new songs would you think fit a new Crazy Taxi?
Yeah,
You're
I
a
think
music person.
I am a music person. I think that you kind of stick with the punk pop punk like feeling of Crazy Taxi.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Granted, different era, and I could easily see them being like, well, that pop punk isn't as popular now, and punk like is definitely not as popular right now outside of niche communities, but like everything is kind of a niche community now. But like that makes way more sense to me than to just kind of in the same way that like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater reboots would keep like songs like Goldfinger, Superman by Goldfinger. They would keep songs by like Dead Kennedys and whatnot, but then add like your like newer bands like Hot Mulligan, or add Machine Gun Kelly or whatever. Like you could probably do something like similar here, like where you keep some of the classics that if you could negotiate like the rights for them or whatever, and then you just throw a bunch of like modern kind of like music in the scene, like you're a Taco Bell commercial and you're just flipping to find like a moderately well-known pop punk band.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But if I'm gonna pick like a random one, I mean, Hot Mulligan is so big in the pop punk emo scene right now. Like they're getting wrestling themes attuned to them. Why can't I remember the name of them? They're also really popular. Meet Me at the Altar, I think, would be like a thing you could put on this. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
There's my one guess.
Okay. Meet Me at the Altar.
Cool. Yeah, they're pretty darn good modern day pop punk. Um, but I mean, like, but fuck it, they could just be like, no, it's all EDM and whatever now. And as much as I love breakcore, I don't want it in Crazy Taxi. It just doesn't feel right. I want it for every other game.
If I was like to guess of like another genre of music being heavily featured, my guess would have been like just like rap or hip hop.
Yeah. And like I said that with such a like a sullen tone, I think, but I don't necessarily mean that. There's plenty of like really good shit. Like you could put Paris, Texas on here. You could put, I mean, like, I feel like you still need energy. Like you need rap or hip hop that is moving, because the game by like inherently is chaotic. I think if you put like fucking Passion Fruit by Drake on here, that's not the vibe. But you put Not Like Us on here, then maybe it has enough energy to like make you want to be a Crazy Taxi.
I can't imagine this happening, but what if it was just use your own music?
Yeah, I mean that's
in
like
a world where
we're
Dead is
seeing that more
Disco
and more. Yeah,
is coming out, you know.
I could see that being a thing, especially like, but like I actually really don't know how that interacts with like any amount of laws, really.
Yeah,
what
I don't
it comes
know either.
out to.
I don't know either. I don't think that's gonna happen. But there are games that do it, that use your own music on your computer. But then that's the other thing there. That's hard to do on consoles, you know.
I did have to. You're right, and like the console side of it is a little bit more difficult because like you have your streaming services attached to your console a little bit. That's really what you got.
Yeah.
I had to check. I don't think it's a possibility. He says he's not working active in the game industry right now, and of course, like he has a spotted history with Sega. But I was like, what if you just give Hideki Naganuma a bunch of cash and go make some funky fresh beats like you did for Jet Set or Sonic Rush and like whatever, Monkey Ball, because like that's like an in-house way. And Sega has like a great in-house music team. I think that like one of their strengths, one of their strengths is no matter how bad the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog game is, the music's always hitting. And that goes for like across the board for like pretty much every game that they do. The Yakuza games have stellar music. The Persona games have stellar music. The Monkey Ball, Sonic, like literally, it's rare when they mess up a soundtrack.
But yeah, Crazy Taxi, most likely, we're assuming next week, some point during Summer Game Fest. You asked me where it was going to be. Where do you think it would be?
I really wish I saved my little, there we go, my document of all the press conferences in the Times. I feel like I think it's either Sony or Xbox.
Okay.
I think that it is one of the brand ones. And I don't have any real reason other than Xbox loves to try to get a Sega game or two on there. Like, remember, like that's where we saw Persona 4, whatever the hell the name is for the remake on it. Sony, of course, you get the Japanese company bump. I just feel like this is like something that they're like, oh yeah, we'll have, and it will be like a small little thing where I feel like Jeff Keighley hates Sega a little bit.
Wow.
I don't think that's true. I just remember distinctly Jeff being like, and here's like being like, wow, game Sonic the Hedgehog, like just like not enthusiastic about showing off the Shadow Generations thing. But and maybe this time next week we'll see Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.